Melvin Mead. You all have never met Melvin Mead? You've
No.
never had Don Quarterman at your meeting?
No.
Okay. Can I assist with getting her in here? Because there was a hearing today on aging, the Office of Aging was there, and also Cox and Rec. So Don Quarterman was there, and also Melvin Mead is the Board 5 coordinated social worker. So I would give her a call, send her an email, and CC Mr. Pearson on it, or whoever the secretary is, so that way you have coordination for them to come out to your next meeting. And if you can give me a list of the specifics that you will need, because she's really good. She helped assist with my dad, the needs that he needed for in the home. Last night was the ANC 5C public meeting. I'm sorry.
You want the mic?
No, I think I got a good outside voice. I get a little loud now and then. So if you can't hear me, just please let me know. We just went over some of the things that are 2013 that's happening right now. If you go past Bladesburg Road, you see that the land is being raised over at the property, Bladesburg Road, New York Avenue. The Schaefer family is doing that, not the developer. As you also know, the council had passed legislation for some of the for all the liquor stores in the District of Columbia to be open on Sunday. So they have Sunday hours. They have to apply for it.
Yes.
Now, Sammy Liquor Store right here at South Dakota and Bladesburg Road, they did ask for that for their application. My request was that they open at noon, because that's closer to the time that most of the parishioners are in church, and church is about to end. And they are directly across from the Unity Church on Bladesburg Road. So I respect for the churches and the other places of worship, because we do have a lot along Bladesburg Road. Now the Civic liquor store that's further down, directly across from the bus barn, they said out of respect to the churches and places of worship, they were not going to participate in it because they didn't see the need of the overhead. It may cost them more. So all of the liquor stores in 5C, we're asking that if they needed support from the ANC, that their hours would change. But we're going to find that a lot of them are not going to even open because the overhead is going to be so high.
Right.
And because Costco is open, Costco is not directly in a situation where there is a church or anything like that. But how about you all ask me some questions so I'll be able to assist you now. Keep in mind, I don't have all of Fort Lincoln, but I'll do the best of it because I have Auburn Gateway, I have Petersburg, and Dakota Crossing. Bob King did talk in regards of Lowe's is the next development that's here, so they will be breaking out with that. You know, a lot of the construction doesn't start until the temperature is consistent of the 55 degree or more for them to start doing anything else on the property. So that was basically each single member district representative. You know, we have part of Woodbridge as part of the 5C commission as well. There's not really a whole lot. The petition is going around about the Langdon Park area where they're trying to do the amphitheater for the Chuck Brown Theater. Yeah. So the mayor has to work with the community because the 900 seating is not going to work. And a lot of the constituents there are concerned about the parking and just the overall change of the neighborhood and what it's going to bring. Because that's not what they were anticipating at first. They just thought it was going to be named after him, but they're looking for it to be more of an amphitheater similar to the Carter Barry.
Have you heard anything further about, they were supposed to be rerouting the bus service and eliminating one of the buses running up here. Have you heard anything about that?
We haven't heard more about that because we were trying to get it where that bus would not get eliminated, so it would help. Because with all of the development that's coming to the store, that it would help, you know, still keep the bus line coming through for the residents. So that would help add more, you know, for you to get around better. I know you're more concerned about other coming in, but it still will help with the residents within the community.
We need to be nine. That takes a lot of these senior shoppers, so we get B9 out there and do it in the Fort Costco.
I have a question in regards to the traffic plan. They said they were going to put a stoplight there on 33rd. And they also were supposed to be cutting the curbs and whatever. What is the progress with that?
The traffic light with the 33rd?
Yes.
That's going to take DDOT a minute because that study has not been finished. and they have a lot of other issues that's going on in that area. So once a calming measure come in, what they normally do, like when you ask for the speed bumps, it's called a calming measure. They study the traffic and also trying to combine all of the traffic patterns coming in of what the light will be and how it will, the timing of the light, will it be a shorter light than the normal lights?
Well, prior, I guess, to your involvement, I guess Mr. Cheeks made, I guess, a different analogy of what, and they had a traffic study from 2008, and they had supposedly a current traffic study that was supposed to help mitigate the traffic. But when that mall gets open, even with Lowe's, if it's going to be at the place where they state it's going to be, it's still going to be a lot of problems. There's still a lot of traffic.
Definitely. And that's why
It comes down Fort Lincoln Drive, going to the Costco. There's a lot of traffic on 33rd. They still speed through there, even though the police may be up there. So it's really a situation that really needs to be addressed immediately.
That definitely needs to be addressed. I know myself and Mr. King are working on that. And also, just so you know, the police, 5th District have increased the trafficking of the police officers around here from like they did say. They have. So have you all
I can
seen
step
it?
up there in the window, why can't I see it all?
Because one thing the commander had asked me to make the comment about to make sure that you respond positive and negative so he can have that feedback.
Well, I thought she just said, Sergeant John just said the new crime plan just went into effect, was it Monday? So it'd be kind of difficult for us to give any comments if it just started.
No, at the last meeting, Commander Soulsberg was here, and he said that he would have increased the drive around for the cops, for the police officers, for the cars to be seen in the neighborhood. So, I mean, yeah, they're on bicycles and everything, so that's why I was wanting to make sure that you are seeing them.
Yeah, I've seen bicycles, 2x2.
And doors are locked over here.
Yeah, the doors are locked over here.
I know, 'cause we tried.
Yeah, so they can't come
Only
around.
one of the doors open.
Yeah, this one door is open.
Yeah, and they don't know it.
For Lowe's, it should be in another week or so when the weather breaks. So, because that's the next project too, for them to start working on. So Lowe's is the next store for them to work on.
Okay.
So I'm sure there'll be more information forthcoming on that. You had a question?
No, well, I was going to ask you, but somebody said that you're not the one to ask. So I spoke to Lieutenant Hughes and her about the lights, not the traffic lights, but street lights in certain areas. Are you the one we can talk to about getting them up?
I can about getting them up. Yeah, we can.
I mean, be a conduit to get them.
Sure, I can assist Bob King with that. I can shoot him an email, CC Bob on the email to DDOT.
Okay.
They deal with the traffic lights.
Okay. So we need more lights, not traffic lights.
Oh, you're talking
lights,
about
street lights.
the street lights. Okay.
In certain areas are kind of dark,
Okay.
and there's notice that there has been crime and stuff. And we need more visible light too. I mean,
The more visibility, you want the lights light. Because we had a situation like that in Ivy City. The lights were very dim.
yeah.
At one point, they had a street that was in Ivy City called Millionaire Avenue. It was a drug-plagued street.
All right.
And once they had increased the lights and everything, it helps with the visibility so you can see everything that's in the area. So and your lights probably need service anyway. Probably
Yeah.
a long time coming for that.
Okay.
Jack, I have a question I want to ask you because it's better than me, but I don't know how to really say this. You are to Bob King, his, what?
I'm the chair of the commission.
Chair.
I'm the chair of 5C.
Of
5C, the single member district is 5C04. So in 5C04, I have I peek into Fort Lincoln, I have Petersburg and the Dakota Crossing. So
Okay.
anything else around that Fort Lincoln, Bob King is the commissioner.
So when you start where now?
I
At the
have-
Petersburg building,
From the Petersburg building, Dakota Crossing,
the Bell Cross.
across South Dakota Avenue Gateway community, and I have the Arboretum community. So basically, we have everything on this side going all the way back down to the National Arboretum.
Okay.
You do. So Bob King belongs to us, Fort Lincoln, the other side. So,
503.
So wait a minute, hold on. Okay. She answered what I really wanted to know.
Okay.
So is it, what word should I use?
Words that you think about?
No, it's not 69.
Okay.
We up in church now. Do he
Think that.
Do he have the right not to come here to our meetings and report to us, and we can talk to him as our ANC commission not to appear sometime? Or is there somebody, everybody got a boss, or is there a boss of him that we need to report to because we're not getting the service from the ANC commission that we should get unless it's about feeding the seniors or getting votes. Votes, yeah, number one. So,
Well, I can, let me,
so did
Can I interject a legal? Can I interject a legal point?
Yeah, legal point. That's where I'm going.
Yeah,
Legal.
the Fort Lincoln Civic Association has bylaws. The
Right.
bylaw says that in order for you to be a member of invited to join the Civic Association automatically by virtue of being elected ANC commissioner, you have to support the objectives of the Fort Lincoln Civic Association. And the board previously voted that Bob King did not support the objective of the Fort Lincoln Civic Association. In fact, he was opposed to the Civic Association and tried to outlaw it and not get it recognized by the... Okay. Bob King was opposed to the Fort Lincoln Civic Association from its very inception. And so the board, a previous board of the Fort Lincoln Civic Association, voted not to extend an invitation to Bob King as an ANC commissioner to participate as on the board of the Fort Lincoln Civic Association. Unlike Bob King, Ms. Manning did support, and said during her campaign she would support the objectives of the Fort Lincoln Civic Association. So she was extended an invitation to participate on the board of the Fort Lincoln Civic Association, or alternatively, to give a monthly report on the activities of 5C. So that's why Bob King, because he can be invited anytime, and I'm sure he would accept to come to a meeting to give a report or whatever. But in terms of participating on the board, like would happen automatically to anyone who supported the objectives of the Fort Lincoln Civic Association, like the lawsuit that's been pending for 12 years, as opposed to opposed to it, then he would have been invited, as she has been, to participate on the board of the Civic Association. So Bob isn't here because Bob doesn't want to be.
The previous board. Now this board, this is the previous board. It's not the same board.
You can make a motion to, with notice, put it on the agenda to vote to reconsider that if you want to. But right now, the board has voted unanimously, previously.
This board has. Previous.
Once a board votes, what it does stands until it's overruled by another board.
Okay.
So you can put it on the agenda
That was the previous one, so these-
and have another vote if you wish.
Okay. Thank you, Jack.
We don't necessarily have to put him on this board. I mean, we could invite him as a guest, but he does not have to sit on this board.
Right.
Okay.
So you're saying you choose not to be involved?
No, I'm saying the exact opposite. We choose not to involve him.
This board chooses not to have him involved.
You can put him on the agenda anytime you wish.
He's against, because he's against us. That's it. Okay. You answered my question. Okay. I got it.
Jackie, may I ask you a follow-up question?
I'm sorry.
Technically, a follow-up, it's a few questions. Is it to folks in our community looking at the development going on at Costco and that area know that there's going to be more businesses come in there, more restaurants? Is it too late? And if it's not, how do we go about making suggestions to the type of businesses and restaurants that we'd like to see there?
You represent the
Good.
crossing, correct? Excuse me for pointing. My suggestion to you, I would email Bob King, Commissioner King, and say these are some, as we see it progresses, these are some of the things, this is a wish list. I mean, because you go it's always good to give your feedback. Nothing, because you never know. The market goes up, the market gets bad. So you always want to be engaged with that, and he gives a response to that. So because you know like the Lowe's, the Marshall, Harrods, Teeter's coming, different things like that. But some people pulled in, some places may have a letter intent. It could happen in the same situation where, you know, this took 20 years or so of the making, whereas we have the challenges right there at that corner of Blaisdell Road, New York Avenue, because we have the letters of intent. Those are not, and they're not confirmed. So there's still opportunity to say, is it possible? Is there I'm just throwing out Ruby Tuesday or something like that coming? How do we help with that? Have you got anything? And he normally gives his commission meeting. So with that, you know, those different ideas, because with the Costco, that was something huge, something major because of the things that are coming along with it. So I'm not gonna say he's not gonna be receptive, but those are the things you can do.
So
you should do.
So from Dakota Crossing, we'll send our wish list recommendations.
Yeah, just say,
you know, CC you on that?
Okay. Yeah. Say these are some of the things that we're looking at. We know, you know, this is a work in progress. We know that the major stores are coming, but what else have you got? Any bites from any of the smaller scale restaurants? What type of restaurants? Have a survey been done on the restaurants that's coming? Can we make a suggestion? These are our suggestions.
Okay.
This one's coming.
Second, you heard anything about the dog park, since that's gonna be, you said 3298 over. You heard anything about a dog park coming?
No.
In that
I've heard a lot of residents talking about the dog park. Some want a dog park, some are getting to dog park because they were saying you still have different parts of the area that could be designated, or you know, people congregate to small areas. So, you know, that with the dog park, a lot of times they do take up petitions for that to see what the consensus are. Because a lot of times, you know, because you all are so massive with land, you know, some group may want it closer, a mile in from where they live, and then you have another side that may not even want it, you know.
When they built the code crossing, I think that's still happening. That was in the plan to put a dog park right across by the cultural center. They need a dog park badly. They got more dogs over in the code crossing than they got people. Yeah. And they don't have grass like a lot of my areas do, so they walk it over and out beautiful grass. It's disturbing. You know, they got more dogs. They got more dogs. And we got 300,000 dogs posted, and they take the dog right by the side and cracking people off.
So they don't pick, they don't pick up.
No, someone don't pick, because I call the police midnight. Get them. I do, okay, I can walk the camera, that's my new partner.
Because he's supposed to have one with you.
Supposed to have.
Yeah, because they're supposed to have a bag. Most of the time they do have a bag.
And it's disturbing.
It's a lady walk up Port Maple Drive.
Every day.
And she don't have no bag.
No.
What kind of dog she have?
With little bitty lap dog.
I seen them.
Every day.
I seen them.
We can attest to that.
Disturbing, yeah. And then our bylaws, they're supposed to be on the lease, and they run around on lease, and then no lease, and they need a dog park it bad. And I'm see that one come here somewhere, I don't care where
Well,
they
who
go.
gonna clean it?
What happened with the dog park? They normally are the
Let me just interject another legal point, that the Fort Lincoln Civic Association, when it identifies problems like that, the way the bylaws are set up, you're supposed to send it to a committee. There's a committee for just about everything. There's a public health committee. And so I don't think the public health committee has a chairperson, but that would be the place you would send that to study a dog park or any other health related issue in Fort Lincoln. So the problem, I guess, is that there's no chairperson of the public health committee, but that's, rather than talk about it, the way that you implement action to come up with a plan for dealing with whether it should be a dog park or not a dog park, or enforcement of some other public health issue, would be to designate someone who feels strongly enough about this to chair or recruit somebody to chair the public health committee for the Civic Association.
And also, just, you know, from the Civic Association, you always just send out a nice little neighborly notice about if you have an animal, these are the things we're noticing. You know, you can, it's in
It's already on our website, I'll tell you that.
yeah, but I'm just saying, you know, you know, it's just letting them know, because if you take pictures and you put it on there, I've seen the neighborhoods where they've taken pictures, they've watched them. I know it sounds crazy, but it kind of works. I was just saying, this is what we're
I think the
saying.
long-term solution is a dog park.
No, I know the
And-
long term, and it makes a
And
lot of sense.
a public
Just
health
get it-
committee is a natural place to
Yeah.
get that started.
But isn't that a law now? You have when the dog
Yes.
goes to people.
Amen.
Yes.
Yeah, it is a law, but you gotta catch the person, and you gotta take the time
So
to
we
do
catch
that.
pictures, we do it.
That's the thing, that's how that works. You have to take the time to take the picture and say, this is what this person doing. It's always a citizen arrest. When you see the person do it, say, you didn't get it up. You're being neighborly about it, you're being nice about it, and that's the reality of it, because you see them do it. And to say, can you please get that up? Other people use this area. This is
So in
not
other words, start off by the computer, then start off by paper, and then put up a notice in the building, and they call police. Going through channels. In other words, appeal to them before you go to traffic house.
Yeah, I mean, because people know better. If you haven't thought, I mean, it's just
But I see people, they have their bags in their pocket, and let the dog do what they do, so they do.
Jackie,
Sometimes you understand.
I'm sorry,
Ms. Griffin?
now who determines, what stores to bring in the community? The developer that's in town?
normally it's the developer that works with the community to determine that, because it's normally with the developer and the community of what is needed and who is attracted to that with those lease spaces. You know, they try to attract to them because once they sign that lease with the developer, that's it. That's really it.
And then the developer don't work with the community to see. what
The
they-
developer does work with the community, because if you're giving that wish list of what you're looking for, a sit-down restaurant, you know, you may be looking for, you may want a Starbucks, you know, you may want
Bernadine,
a
how you work
movie
with us?
Tuesday, you may want, I know the Denny's already in the area, but I'm just saying, something like that, you know, maybe one of those small, like a Panda, something of that nature, you know, those different things of what he's trying to get, because they normally with the retail, they do one of those surveys of how they're coming in and what the lease are, you know, 'cause a lot of things depends on what the prices of the leases, what's holding that lease, that price. That retail space is quite expensive. You're thinking about things with Costco is gonna attract, the Lowe's is gonna attract, the Marshalls, the Harris Teeter. Normally good restaurants follow stores like that. Very good stores follow Harris Teeter. You know, Harris Teeter itself has its own food bar. So it's the competition of that. And then, you know, Marshalls, the bank. So I wouldn't be too worried that the quality of the restaurant is going to be something that you have a major concern. Because good restaurants, if you look at some of the places where Harris Teeter's are in Virginia, in those suburban areas, it's always a very good, like the Panera Bread and yeah,
Plus,
yeah, places like that. They're going to attract good restaurants. But that still say the wish list. Yes,
I
ma'am.
have a question. How come only the people in the senior buildings would ask what they wanted for this shopping center? The seniors who did not live in the senior buildings were not contacted at all.
I'm not sure
Well-
about that because at that particular time I was not I was not aware of that. So
When we first started out, we had crowds of people before elected to come to meetings.
yeah,
Oh, crowds of people would come. So it wasn't just the seniors. It was everybody when it first started. Because I was a part of it.
We had it down that road.
And, I mean, everybody was involved, the seniors and everybody. So it wasn't just the seniors. It all boiled down to making seniors start coming up, you know, the dwindle thing. But when they started off, everybody in Fort Lincoln came up. Because I I was part of it. We first started out before Costco was ever. I can show you first paper. And it was everybody. I mean, it was nice to be there. Oh, we had the church over
Mount Horror.
They voted at Mount Horror.
We had that money. We first started out here, right there in Mount Horror. We used to have a crowd. Everybody came out. We started out, everybody had input.
That was about the gas station.
Well,
That's the only time it started.
They had layout of what was gonna be built, but they never asked. They said, this
So
is
let
what
me
we're gonna bring.
say this, because I know that Commissioner King is gonna have more and more meetings. And I was stressing him that everybody is still concerned, what's going on, how do they get involved. As the Fort Lincoln Civic Association, you can send a letter saying, is it still open of opportunity for it to say, this is some of the things we would think, our ideas and what we would like to see, because we're not sure if it's completed. How can we still be involved with it? Can you send us updates of what's going to happen?
If we don't get no amen from him, is there someone else we can ask that question? Instead of that, because it seems like we waste a lot of time looking for, give a lot of time, and then we have to call somebody else, and then that takes a lot of time before you know it.
I'm here.
It's over.
I'm standing right here in front of you. So you can send it to me.
So can we start with you first?
I'm here.
I understand it, I'm just talking, because I don't want to talk about the other person.
Oh. Stay right there. She's right there. I found out damn well.
But she's, no, Tallulah's in Petersburg, but Mildred's in 2855. I said Mildred's in 2855, and that's Bob's area.
Yes, it is.
But we still,
I don't get along with Bob King.
yes, ma'am.
But you second the motion?
Oh, you second them? Oh, okay. I mean, we're all entitled to how we feel.
I mean, I like and respect him, but that's it.
But that's why I said you can send as the Fort Lincoln Civic Association.
Okay. So you belong to Fort Lincoln Civic Association?
No, I am ANC 5. I am ANC 5C
It's not an
commission.
ANC that I know. No, I was talking. I'm begging your pardon.
She's ANC
Because
5C04.
we are under one commission, you can send the letter to the commission.
Okay.
And said, we're not sure, draft your letter of the information that you are concerned about. The items that you're concerned about.
Okay. Oh my God. That's about $1.
Well, I'm sure you can.
I don't think so.
Put your wish list
Well,
on.
I mean, but I mean, it's not because we're all, I do believe that each one of us in this room is arrogant. We are, which is a good thing, but.
I'm gonna say this, because he is my colleague and because of who I am, I don't believe in, I don't do public bashing, but I hear you. And this is what, when I come to these meetings, I understand your concern. But I'm not here to, and it's with anyone in the room. We need to come on one accord and get to the goal. So if we can put aside our differences of opinion, so we can reach that goal. And that's what I'm here for. I understand, I hear everybody loud and clear of what has happened in the past. We're not in the past.
Exactly.
So our goal is to move forward,
Yes.
and that's what I'm here to assist you with. That's why I said I'm here, and that's why I'm trying to do the proper channel. Okay, ladies, can we do that?
But I got a question, and this has been bugging me for the longest. It's not about anybody, it's about Costco. And the question I have is, a lot of people have been bringing this to me, and I keep saying to them, if you go to Costco,